Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, and I am so happy to have you here. Today, we're going to make a fun card called a Springboard Fancy Fold card. And the idea is from Susan Campfield, as well as Mixed Up Craft. And I'm so excited to show this. It's my birthday today. I'm pre recording this video because while you watch this, I will be in Newfoundland with my dear friend Kay Smith, who's a fellow Canadian demonstrator. And I'm just so looking forward to spending some time with her. So let's take a peek. And I do know that my section that's showing me is way bigger than normal. And Minicam has been messing around with me and I can't fix it. So I'm going to try to make it work. That leaf doesn't belong. We are going to be using Countryside Corners, which is a very simple stamp. And I thought this was a bunch of stamps, but it's actually just one big one. So it's a big stamp, and then you can cut out all the layers if you want. I have made a bunch of cards with this already. It's a lot of fun. I also love this tiny little banner die. So look at this. I have stamped one and cut it out already. Look, so this is what you get. And then you can cut out as many as you like. So I have stamped this tiny little one. I stamped it on white as well. See? Then you get this. And then you could also make frames. So I cut one out. That's going to go like so. And that way you have the border going around it. Let me do this. And I have this, but I don't need it right now. So I'm going to leave that alone. That is going to go on here for the inside of the card. So you use all the pieces. And then this piece is going to go in like that. So we're going to do that first. Let's get started. I'd like to use some liquid adhesive. I'm starting with the easy stuff because the springboard part isn't difficult, but yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about it. Here we go. Now this, if you're watching and it's still the month of June, then there is a paper sale, and this paper is also on sale. I'm trying to make sure that that's straight. You know, sometimes we just have a bit of a crooked eye, don't we? Okay. I'm hoping that's good. Now we'll put some, that's why I do like using liquid adhesive, because it does give you a little bit of wiggle room. But in order to be able to slide it around, you do have to add enough adhesive. You can do that. There. Oh, here, sorry. So here we go. That's this piece. Now we have a piece that is 4 inches by 4 inches. And this one is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'm going to do that next. And I should get out the measurements for those little springboard pieces because they are super important. There. Okay, so this piece was 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and the blue piece was 4 inches by 4 inches. The card base is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and then the mechanism is going to be, this one is the same size, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but it's scored at 2 3/4 and 4 1/8. So we're just going to get our bone folder. So you fold it in half, and then this piece is folded in half again. And that is going to be, this is going to go in the middle. But before we do that, to make it work in the middle, we're going to put these pieces on either side. And they are 4 inches by 1 1/8. Okay, so we're going to do that first. And then here. So we want to make sure that there's an equal border on all 3 sides, top, left-hand side, and bottom. And then that will be a guide for where the rest of this thing goes. So this paper, again, is called Countryside In. Kind of matches my dress today. I bought this dress in Norway, and I wasn't even planning on it. I saw it in a window. I saw a window on the building was white. Most of the buildings in Norway are wood, and it was painted white. It was clapboard. It was beautiful. And then the upstairs window had all these clothes. I couldn't tell if it was dresses or not, but they were all in blue and white. and I was just enthralled. So this is going to go right in the middle, and I find that if I close this up, I can see better. See, we're just going to center that. So I said to Gerard, you just sit here at this cafe, and I'm just going to go inside and see if there's a pretty dress up there. Because I'm not one to shop and look. It has to kind of come across my path. And it did. So happy. Oh, goodness, this has to go all the way down. Sorry, this matches evenly. I was centering it. Again, really another good reason to have liquid glue. Okay, so now this is going to go like so. And then it's going to go like that. But we're not going to do that yet. We're first going to put this piece on here. And we could pop it up, but you don't want to have too many dimensions going on. Okay, so we're going to do it flat, I think. Otherwise, your card's going to get so fat. Although I do like the look of it. You know what? It's going to be a thick card. We're going to use dimensionals, after all. Just finding my dimensionals. And we'll do 4. There. And we're going to center that on this square. Like so. Oh yeah, it does look great. Okay, are we ready to make the little springboards? Here we go. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to wait. We're going to save that for the dead last. We're going to put this together yet. In case you didn't know, I'm doing a birthday fundraiser this month. For the whole month of June, I'm donating all the profits from my sales to mental health. It's quite unheard of, but a few miracles have happened in my life. My phone, my AirPods, yeah, and I just wanted to do something in return. Okay, so now we have these little springboard pieces. Now, this is not going to be shown, so it doesn't matter. They are, let me look, you need 3 of them, and they are 3/4 of an inch by 3.5. Here, I'm going to put this right under here, my scribbling. So right here, 3/4 of an inch by 3.5, scored at 3/4, 1 1/8, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, 2 5/8, and 3. So there's 6 score lines on there. Okay, so 3/4 of an inch by 3.5, scored at 3/4, 1 1/8, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, 2 5/8, and 3. Now it's not a big deal, but we're just going to make little M's. So there's a little M or a W. And then, you know what? Again, I have messed up. I messed this up so many times, my measurements for this, because I told you 6 score lines and I see only 5. So I'm going to recheck. Yes, I had made a mistake. I had forgotten the 1.5 inch score mark, because you really want 2 M's or 2 W's on either side. So you're doing that, and then on the other side. Like so. So you have 2 M's, and then it's going to go like so, and you're going to close them together to make a little hourglass shape. And the important thing is that this little one goes on top and not underneath. And the reason for that is twofold. It gives a natural closure, and it doesn't interfere with the spring mechanism. So we're just going to put a little bit of adhesive here. And then just squish it together, and it will naturally, there, and it just little boings up. So that's the springboard mechanism. And that's really the hardest thing about this card. And it's not hard at all, as long as you remember to do all the score lines. So make sure you have 6, enough to make 2 W's or 2 M's, depending on how you've done it. So you just like so, and like so, and then fold it in half. There. So we'll put a little adhesive in there. Oh, that's too much. You know what? I'm going to just lay that like so, because that is going to make a mess. And I'm going to do the next one. So a W and a W, and then we're going to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal some glue from this one. There. And here. Give it a push. There. And now we'll do the other one. Give it a push. And see, I did ooze a little glue here. Just wipe it up with your finger. And then when it's on your finger like this, just rub it like this, and it gets dry and it rubs right off. Any dirt that's on your hands will also come off. So that's great. Okay, so now we are ready to do this. This piece is going to go on here. So what we're going to do is add 2 of these little springboards on, kind of center them in there. And I'm just going to close that, give it a press. So there's one, and there's the other one. And you know what? I just love this card from Susan so much that I didn't want to change it at all. Now, Susan is in the States and I'm in Canada, so I serve a totally different market. But Susan does lots of great fun folds. I met Susan at a retreat. See, so now I want to make this so that it centers on the card like this. So we're going to add some glue on here. And now I'm going to lay this down, hold it with my hands a little bit, and press. And I'm just going to slide it a little bit, making sure that my pieces are even. And now I'm just going to press that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it just pops up nicely. And then the card will sit like so. And it's really nice. And now in the inside, we're going to do another little popper. And perhaps I should have done that first. I don't want it to stick out beyond. So that's going to be great. So the last one is going to go in the middle here. You can't even see it there. So we'll put a little bit of glue on here. And we're going to put it there. So that's centered in the middle. And then we're going to put this one on top. So, and it doesn't go all the way there. How much fun is that? See? So it pops. Both of them pop. It's really a lot of fun. It's a nice springy card. And now the only thing we need to do to finish it is to add a piece of ribbon on here. So I have this ribbon, and I'm actually going to take it. I have this has been cut for another card. So I'm going to take this, and it is called bordered ribbon. It's Night of Navy bordered ribbon, and I'm just going to tie it in a little knot. Not a bow, just a knot. I don't want to tie it too tightly. And then I'm going to trim that, and we're going to add it to the corner with, actually I think it looks nicer on this side. And we're going to just put that right here. That'll look really nice. Okay. And I just love this this paper so much, and those dies with the little the delicate edges on it is just really pretty. I will show you another card that I have made with this. There. Isn't that nice? So huge thanks to Susan Campfield and to Mixed Up Crafts. Mixed Up Crafts is a woman in the UK who does all kinds of fancy folds. She is the queen of fancy folds. So you can look her up. And I am going to show you my other card made with. Isn't that great? Now, you could write something in here, but I would write it on the back if I were you. So here's that card. And then I have this one. And I think I totally forgot to tell you about my birthday fundraiser. So I'm trying to raise money for mental health. So all my things are being donated. So I hope that you order from me. If you cannot, you can also sponsor a kit. So message me if you need any information on how to do that. But this is just a great set. I hope that you love it as much as I do. And what else was I going to show you? Oh yeah, the little flower from this one is Petal Park. And Petal Park comes with a coordinating punch. Do I have it laying around? I do not have it laying around. So I put that away. And then this is the stamp set that I used for the sayings. Here's the thinking of you. And then what did I do? Oh yeah, and then the birthday wishes is right here. So this is really nice too, and you can see that these are the flowers that I used on this card right here. And they all kind of coordinate with that country and sweet. And then the last thing, this is quite a show and tell, I want to show you is these. I don't know if you've seen them in the catalog, but these are great dies. They're a standalone die, which means they don't coordinate with a stamp set. But I thought they were really wonderful. And then you can do them, of course, in different colors. And they are called Wanted to Say dies. And then there's some other dies that go with them. There's also a bow and stars. There's a flower. I've lost the flower. I have to find the flower. There's a leaf and hearts. And then I'm not quite sure if this is meant to be a flag or what it is. To figure that out yet. I have to find my flower. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a super day. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and don't forget about those two little words. It says show more, and it tells the story of the card, and it gives you any links that you might need. So anyway, I'm glad you were here, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.